You are settling for binge-free weeks when you should be having binge-free months that feel absolutely effortless. Every single time that you have a week where you don't binge or maybe mindlessly snack, I know you're proud of yourself. I know it's exciting. And sure, it annoys you that it's not really predictable. You're not confident when your binge-free week is going to happen. They don't happen every single week. They happen kind of sporadically here and there, and you haven't really mastered your mind yet to have binge-free months. But the reality is your life is good. Like, the truth is you live a really good life. Even though you're snappy with your husband and you maybe lose your cool on your kids every once in a while, you do have a great relationship. You have an amazing relationship with your husband. You have an amazing, relationship with your children. Even though you feel uncomfortable in your own skin, you feel uncomfortably full some days, maybe not the best in your own skin, you're not waking up every single day hating your body. You're no longer spending hours in the gym trying to burn off a bunch of calories. Although food is still on your mind a lot and you hate how much space it takes up in your brain and in your day, you're still really successful in your career. Even though, binge eating isn't the healthiest for you, it's not the best for your physical health. You know what impacts your mental health? You're still healthy. You're still healthy. You still feel strong in your workouts. You go for your walks. You're still able to do the normal day-to-day stuff. And so you're settling. You haven't had binge-free months because the truth is you're thinking that it's fine where you're at. You're no longer at rock bottom. The truth is when you are, extremely out of control with food, like you're binging like crazy, you tend to show up so much more powerfully for yourself and get the support that you need, because at that point you need to do something, right? Like maybe you're there right now, or maybe you were there in the past and you're like, I literally can't keep on going. Like food is on my mind 24/7. I am so out of control with food. Like when that is your life, you're more likely to get support. You're more likely to change because you can't keep going the way that you are. Right? Like it is impacting so many other areas of your life. But what ends up happening is when your binges are less frequent, right? They're less intense. They're not happening as often. Maybe you went from, binging almost every single day to maybe it happens like, once a week or once every here and there, or only when you're overwhelmed or only when you're really stressed. When that starts to happen, you think it's fine. You think it's good enough. I remember thinking that. So there was a point in my journey, obviously, where, it got to a point where literally I was binging almost every single night, and it was terrible. And yes, I had a great relationship with Andrew, but I was still snappy. Yes, I hated the way that my body looked, but I was still getting in my workouts. I was still going to my yoga classes. Like my life didn't stop, right? Like there were still really good things that were happening in my life. I had my own business. Like things were really still going well. I was still happy. I was still healthy. I would still go to the doctors and they wouldn't be like, oh, like something's wrong. It's like nobody would really think that I was like this binge eater, because I would go to the doctors and I'd be healthy and, had a great relationship with my family and with Andrew. So nothing was detrimental, right? But obviously I was binging almost every single day, and I knew that I couldn't keep on doing that. So obviously that's when I made a change. But when you're having less binges, less food thoughts, maybe your urges are less intense, you're not binging as often, maybe you're not even binging as much, but maybe you're still kind of mindlessly snacking. This is where so many people become complacent. This is where so many people are like, meh, it's not bad. It's not as bad as before. So it's fine. But no, it's not fine. It's not fine because, to be honest, it still doesn't feel like the real you. I don't care if you're binging less often, it still doesn't feel like the real you. Maybe you're not binging like crazy, but you're still using food for comfort. You're still overeating. That doesn't feel like the real you. And this is where you have to get radically honest with yourself. I mean, you could stay here. You literally could. Because again, you're not at rock bottom. So technically, you could stay here. Technically, you can, have, a few days where you binge here and there. You could, feel good in your own skin some days and then some days not love what you see. You could, maybe process your emotions a few times, but, turn to food and eat your emotions a few days here and there. Like, you can stay there. And you have to choose. Do you want to stay there? Or do you want to actually end this for good? Because you know that you're meant to feel like an unstoppable badass in your own skin. You know that you're meant to live a life where your relationship with food matches how healthy you love to eat and how incredible your life is. Like, your life is already so good, and you know that this like binge eating thing, this emotional eating thing, this overeating thing, like, it doesn't match how incredible you are. It doesn't match how good of a mom you are. It doesn't match how healthy you love to eat. It doesn't match how successful you are in your career. And that's frustrating. You don't want a good relationship with food. You want one that's healed. You're not wanting less binges and less food thoughts. You want them freaking gone. Adios, amigos. You want to pour your time and your energy into being fully present with your kids and your family, because honestly, that's like really, really important for you. So if those things are really important for you, and you know that this doesn't feel like the real you, even though you've made progress, even though you're having less binges, even though you're maybe not binging like crazy, but you're still mindlessly snacking, you need to keep showing up like the badass that you are. Invest in the mentorship, invest in the program that you know is going to help you sustain binge-free months, not what's going to help you just cruise along and have these random binge-free weeks here and there. I created Binge-Free Months 6-week mastermind for you listening, where, you've had binge-free days and you've had binge-free weeks, and that's all great, but it still doesn't feel like the real you. Like, the body you're in doesn't match. Your relationship with food doesn't feel effortless, and you're ready to sustain binge-free months. You're ready to get back to feeling like the real you, who's present, who's calm, who's grounded, who can be so decisive with your food choices, where you wake up in the morning and you ask yourself, what sounds good? And then you go make yourself the pancakes. You go make yourself the avocado toast without worrying about having bread at breakfast. Food is just the simplest part of your day. You no longer have to stress about your next binge, because right now, although things are getting better, and maybe again, you're going weeks without binging, it's unpredictable. You don't know if you're going to binge tomorrow. You don't know if when work gets really busy next week, if you're going to use food for comfort. You don't know if the next social event you're going to leave feeling overly full. You can't predict it. You're not confident to say, yeah, I know exactly how to go months without binging. I know exactly how to never think about food. I know exactly how to be so confident that I can spend the rest of 2025 not overeating. And if you're not confident in that, you got to join this program, the 6-week mastermind, Binge-Free Months. This is where I help you turn your binge-free days and your binge-free weeks into binge-free months that feel effortless. Because that's the life that you're meant to be living. And it's not far away, you guys. It is literally so much closer than you realize, but you can't stay complacent. You can't be complacent and just cruise along with random binge-free weeks thinking, well, I'm not at rock bottom anymore, so it's fine. I mean, you could stay there. The truth is you can. And if you want to stay there and you're like, honestly, I'm fine with having less binges. Like, it's fine if I binge like once a week. It's fine if I binge like 3 times a month. Like, I'm fine with that. Like, even though I'm not binging as much, like, it's fine if I'm mindlessly snacking in the evening. Like, you can stay there. But I guarantee you don't want to, because it doesn't feel like the real you. And so when you're ready, to have your relationship with food actually match how healthy you love to eat, the body that you know you're meant to be in, to feel like an unstoppable badass in your own skin, to actually go months without binging, without stressing about like, can I sustain this? Is it going to last? Like, okay, I've done one binge-free month, but like, can this happen, again next month? Like, you're going to feel so damn confident with the strategy and the mindset that I'm going to teach you that you can have binge-free months like clockworks. Like, it's going to happen effortlessly. So this is 6 weeks. This is a 6-week program. Every single week, you get to come on Zoom with me. And this is where I'll personally coach you with exactly what you specifically need support with. This is where I'll help you on the badass mindset, the identity that you need to step into to start having binge-free months on repeat. You're going to get the most effective trainings to really master your mindset, get out of the all or nothing mentality. So it doesn't matter, what your circumstances are, what situation you're in. It's like you're not going to get into the effort mentality. You're not going to sabotage yourself after an entire week of not binging. You're going to get a breathwork session with me to rewire your limiting beliefs and become the badass who doesn't turn to a pint of ice cream, no matter how strong your urges are, or how overwhelmed you feel, or how busy your day becomes. You're looking for a customized program that's so specific to you. You want someone who is over 5 years to personally coach you so that you know exactly what to do to start having months where you don't binge. So we're kicking off September 1st. Message me binge-free months for details. I am so fired up. Like, I've literally mastered this for myself. Obviously, it's been 5 years since I've binged, but I've helped so many of my clients have binge-free months on repeat. They're like, I cannot remember the last time that I binged. And like, I've had clients be like, oh my God, like, is it actually too good to be true? Because like, it's crazy. Like, I never thought this was possible for me. It is so much closer than you actually realize. It is so much closer than you actually realize. And I'm so excited for the people that are going to do this with me, because this gets to be a reality over the next 6 weeks. So message me binge-free months for the details on this brand new 6-week mastermind. We kick off on September 1st. So I cannot wait to see you inside. Let's stop settling for random binge-free days here and there, random binge-free weeks here and there. You deserve to have binge-free months that happen on repeat that feel absolutely effortless.